Hello. So I'm picking up where we left off, where we're going to build a Raspberry Pi endpoint from two Raspberry Pis, actually, that are connected together. And we're going to build this solution with an operating system called Audio Linux. If I go here to this link, you can find the website for Audio Linux. And most of the information about Audio Linux applies to the Intel version, but we're going to be using a rather newer version of Audio Linux that is for the Raspberry Pi. If I click on this Buy Now link, there's some information here about different subscriptions for support. And the one that I'm using primarily is this Audio Linux Raspberry 1 year, or actually the one that I've bought is this Audio Linux Unlimited Time Support for $139. So you just pay with PayPal, and then typically within a few hours, or worst case, maybe 12 hours after you make your payment, you'll get an email from Piero, the author and maintainer of Audio Linux, with a download link so that you can download the image and username and password, and also passwords for logging into the system once you've downloaded and got it installed. So I've already done all of that stuff. So I'm going to walk through just kind of how to prepare the image. You can use Balena Etcher or Raspberry Pi Imager for imaging. Raspberry Pi Imager is from the Raspberry Pi Foundation, though it's generally used for imaging Raspberry Pi official images. You can use it to write any image, and I found that it works particularly well. So I'm just going to go ahead and fire that up here. I've already installed it. On Windows, you'll get this warning because it needs to do some kind of low-level writing to the system. You can skip the choose device because we already know what device. And then I've already put a micro SD card in a little SD card adapter. So when you go to choose operating system, you just go down to choose custom, and you should get a pop-up that looks kind of like this. You can see I have a few different versions of Raspberry or Audio Linux that I've kind of already got prepared. I'm just going to pick the latest one that at the time that I'm doing this is version 461. And I'm going to put the micro SD card in. Pardon me, I'm putting the micro SD card in the side of my computer so that when I choose storage, it'll be able to actually find it. I've just got a 32 gig card, which is certainly plenty of space for what we're going to try to do. And that's going to ask you if you want to apply some OS customizations. If you've installed Raspberry Pi operating system before, these are nice to set up SSH keys, but we're going to say no because none of that stuff will work with Arch Linux anyway. And then finally, we have to say yes, we're sure that we want to do this. This is a brand new card, so I'm not worried about losing any data or anything. I'm going to pause while this thing writes, but it should take just a moment. All right, that is just about finished. It's gone through its verification phase, and it's ready for me to remove the card. If you're going to be flashing more than one card, which you'll need two for this project, I would quit this application and then start it over again. One of the things I forgot to mention is the way Piero does the licensing. You can install the Audio Linux on many computers as long as they're used at the same location. So there's no need to buy a second Audio Linux license for this project, even though you have two. Another thing for more keen observers who are looking at what I was doing, you noticed that I was using a slightly different file name that had the word shrink8 at the end of it. I'm just going to show this real quickly. I'm not going to go into a ton of detail, but I found that I can make these images write a little bit faster if I shrink them first. I'm using from my scripts repo this script to resize the image and shrink it. It just makes my project work a little bit faster. I'm not suggesting that you need to do this, but if you're going to be making several of these for different rooms in your house or whatever, this may save you a little bit of time. So we have the image written. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video and make another one for the second Raspberry Pi, and then we'll pick up with the process of getting this thing booted after that.